Your Honor, I'll give you $50,000 right now. Cash. Just make this go away. Those words echo through Providence Municipal Court. Every person in the room freezes. Did he just try to bribe a judge? In open court? With witnesses everywhere. The young man saying this stands at the defendant's table. His name is Trenton Blackwell. He's 23 years old. He wears a cream-colored Loro Piana cashmere sweater that costs $8,000. His pants are Tom Ford. Black leather loafers from Berluti shine under the courtroom lights. A Patek Philippe watch worth more than a Honda Civic wraps around his wrist. Diamond studs sparkle in both ears. His hair is perfectly styled. Gel holds every strand in place. He looks at Judge Frank Caprio like he's looking at a cashier. Like justice is just another transaction. Another problem his money can solve. If you believe justice should be equal for everyone, you'll want to see what happens next. Judge Caprio sits behind the bench. His face shows no emotion. Not yet. His eyes are on Trenton. His hands rest on the desk in front of him. The courtroom is completely silent. Even the air feels frozen. But let's back up. Let's see how we got here. Let's see what brought Trenton Blackwell to this moment. This moment where he just made the biggest mistake of his life. The bailiff's voice had filled the courtroom 30 minutes earlier. Case number 2025, TR 94621. The State versus Trenton Blackwell. Reckless driving, leaving the scene of an accident, and driving with a suspended license. Judge Caprio looked at his papers. Is Mr. Blackwell present? Yes, Your Honor. The prosecutor stood. The defendant is here. The victim is also present today. The victim. Her name is Rosa Martinez. She sits in the second row. She's 41 years old. She wears blue hospital scrubs. The name tag on her chest says Rosa Martinez, RN. Registered nurse. She came straight from her shift at Rhode Island Hospital. She didn't have time to go home and change. She had to use her 30-minute break to be here. Rosa has 3 children, 2 boys and a girl, ages 14, 11, and 8. She raises them alone. Their father left when the youngest was 2. She works the night shift at the hospital, 12 hours, 4 nights a week, from 7 at night until 7 in the morning. She takes care of patients who just had surgery. She checks their vitals. She gives them medicine. She holds their hands when they're scared. She makes $72,000 a year. It sounds like a lot, but in Providence, with 3 kids, it barely covers rent, food, and bills. Rosa also works a second job. On her days off from the hospital, she cleans houses. $20 an hour. She cleans for families who have more bathrooms than she has rooms in her apartment. She does this because her oldest son wants to go to college. She's saving every extra dollar she can. 3 weeks ago, Rosa was driving home from her hospital shift. It was 7:15 in the morning. The sun was coming up. She drove her 2009 Honda Civic down Broad Street. The car has 200,000 miles on it. The paint is faded. One hubcap is missing. But it runs. It gets her to work. It gets her kids to school. She stopped at a red light at the corner of Broad and Public. She was the first car. She waited. The light turned green. She started to go. That's when Trenton Blackwell's Mercedes-AMG GT crashed into the side of her car. He was going 68 miles per hour, in a 30-mile-per-hour zone, more than twice the speed limit. He ran the red light, never even touched his brakes. The impact pushed Rosa's car 15 feet. It spun her around. Her airbag exploded. White powder filled the air. Her head hit the side window. Everything went blurry. Rosa sat there, dazed, hurt, scared. She couldn't see clearly. She couldn't think straight. She tasted blood in her mouth. She bit her tongue when the car hit. Her neck hurt. Her ribs hurt. Her hands shook on the steering wheel. She heard a car door. Through her broken window, she saw a young man get out of a silver Mercedes. The front of his car was smashed, but he wasn't checking on her. He was looking at his phone. He made a call. She heard him say, "Dad, I hit some car. I need you to fix this." Then he got back in his Mercedes. The engine still worked, and he drove away. He just left her there. Rosa sat in her destroyed car, alone, in shock, blood on her lips, pain in her body, and the man who hit her was gone. Other drivers stopped. Someone called 911. An ambulance came. Police came. They took Rosa to the hospital where she works. The same hospital. Her co-workers took care of her. 3 broken ribs, severe whiplash, a concussion. Cuts and bruises everywhere. The doctor said she was lucky. If the impact had been 6 inches forward, she might have died. Rosa missed 3 weeks of work. No work means no pay. She doesn't get paid time off. Those 3 weeks cost her over $4,000. Money she needed. Money she doesn't have. Her kids ate pasta and rice for dinner. Every night. Because that's what she could afford. Her savings account for her son's college? She had to use it to pay rent. Her car was totaled. Completely destroyed. Insurance gave her $8,000 for it. That's what a 2009 Honda Civic with 200,000 miles is worth. But she needs $12,000 to buy a replacement that's reliable enough for her commute. She takes the bus now. It takes 90 minutes instead of 30. She has to leave her house even earlier. She gets home even later. She sees her kids even less. And the man who did this to her? He drove away like she was nothing. Like hitting her was just an inconvenience to his morning. But there was a witness. A city bus was behind Rosa at the light. The bus has cameras. They caught everything. The crash. The silver Mercedes. And most importantly, the license plate. Police found Trenton Blackwell 6 hours later. At his father's house in East Greenwich. A mansion on the water. 8 bedrooms. Indoor pool. Private dock. The house is worth $7 million. Trenton lives there. Rent-free. He's never paid a bill in his life. When police arrived, Trenton was by the pool. He was on his phone, drinking a protein shake. His Mercedes was in the garage. The front end was smashed. But he'd already called a repair shop. They were coming to pick it up. To fix it. To make the evidence disappear. The officer asked him about the accident. Trenton shrugged. Some old car pulled out in front of me. Not my fault. He lied. Right to the officer's face. The officer had the bus camera footage on his phone. He showed it to Trenton. It clearly showed Trenton running the red light, hitting Rosa, leaving the scene. Trenton's story changed. Okay, fine, I hit her. So what? That's what insurance is for. No apology, no concern, no remorse, just annoyance. The officer arrested him. Reckless driving, leaving the scene, and driving with a suspended license. Trenton's license had been suspended 2 months earlier. He'd gotten 3 speeding tickets in 6 months. The state took his license away. He wasn't supposed to be driving at all, but he did anyway, because rules don't apply to people like Trenton Blackwell. Or so he thinks. Now we're back in the courtroom. Judge Caprio looks at Trenton standing before him. Mr. Blackwell, how do you plead? Trenton's lawyer starts to speak, but Trenton waves him off. I'll talk, he says. He looks at the judge. His face shows no fear, no respect, just confidence. Not guilty, he says. This is all blown way out of proportion. Judge Caprio nods slowly. I see. And you're aware of the charges? Yeah. Trenton doesn't say, Your Honor. He doesn't show any courtesy. It was an accident. Accidents happen. I don't see why I'm even here. Rosa sits in the gallery. Tears fill her eyes. She looks down at her hands. They're shaking. She can't believe what she's hearing. He thinks this is blown out of proportion. Judge Caprio looks at the papers in front of him. Mr. Blackwell, according to this police report, you were driving 68 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. You ran a red light. You struck Ms. Martinez's vehicle. She suffered serious injuries. And then you left the scene. You didn't stop to help. You didn't call 911. You didn't even check if she was okay. Is that correct? Trenton shifts his weight. He looks bored. I mean, I had somewhere to be. And I figured she'd be fine. She was moving around. A woman in the back of the courtroom gasps out loud. She can't believe what she just heard. He had somewhere to be? Judge Caprio's eyes narrow slightly. You had somewhere to be. Where did you need to be that was more important than making sure the person you just hit wasn't dying? Trenton shrugs. I had a breakfast meeting with my business partners. We're launching a crypto project. I couldn't miss it. The prosecutor stands up. Your Honor, if I may. The defendant has shown zero remorse. Not at the scene. Not when he was arrested. And clearly not today. Trenton rolls his eyes. This is ridiculous. Can we just get to the fine, or whatever? I'll pay it. Let's move on. Judge Caprio leans forward. His voice is calm. Steady. Mr. Blackwell, this is a court of law. Not a drive-through. You don't get to rush justice. You're facing serious charges. Do you understand that? Whatever. Trenton says it under his breath. But everyone hears it. The court reporter types it. The word hangs in the air. Judge Caprio's jaw tightens. Just a little. Excuse me? Did you just say whatever in my courtroom? Trenton looks up. He sees the judge's face. For the first time, a tiny bit of concern flashes across his expression. But it doesn't last. I just mean, like, I get it. I'll pay the ticket. Can I go now? You'll go when I say you can go. Right now, you're going to stand there and listen. Trenton sighs. He looks at his watch. The Patek Philippe. He taps his foot. His body language screams disrespect. He doesn't want to be here. He thinks this is beneath him. Judge Caprio turns to the prosecutor. Please present your evidence. The prosecutor nods. She's a woman in her 40s. She's been doing this job for 15 years. She's seen a lot of entitled defendants. But Trenton is something special. Your Honor, the state has extensive evidence in this case. She pulls out her laptop, connects it to the courtroom screen. Everyone can see it. The screen lights up. It shows a video. The timestamp reads 7:14 a.m. The view is from the city bus camera. You can see the intersection. Broad and public. Rosa's Honda is at the front of the line. The light is red. The video plays. The light turns green. Rosa starts to move forward. Slowly. Carefully. Then, out of nowhere, a silver blur screams through the intersection. It's Trenton's Mercedes. It's going so fast it looks like a rocket. The speedometer reading appears at the bottom of the screen. 68 miles per hour. The Mercedes slams into Rosa's car. The impact is violent. Rosa's car spins. The Mercedes barely slows down. It stops about 50 feet past the intersection. You can see Rosa's car. Stopped. Smoking. The driver's side door is caved in. The front windshield is shattered. No movement inside at first. Then the Mercedes door opens. Trenton gets out. He looks at his car. He pulls out his phone. He makes a call. He talks for about 30 seconds. Then he gets back in. And he drives off. He leaves Rosa sitting there. Hurt. Bleeding. Alone. The courtroom is silent. People stare at the screen. Even though the video is over, no one moves. Judge Caprio looks at Trenton. That's you in the video. Correct. Trenton barely glances at the screen. Yeah, that's me. And you left the scene. Correct. I told you I had a meeting. The prosecutor speaks up again. Your Honor, we also have the 911 calls. 3 witnesses called. One of them followed the defendant's vehicle and got his license plate. That's how police found him so quickly. She plays an audio clip. A woman's voice. Panicked. There's been a terrible accident at Broad and Public. A silver Mercedes just ran a red light and smashed into another car. The Mercedes just drove away. The other driver looks hurt. Please send an ambulance. The dispatcher asks for details. The woman gives the license plate number. She's crying as she talks. The poor woman in the car. She's not moving much. Please hurry. Rosa sits in the gallery. She hears this. She remembers that morning. How scared she was. How much pain she was in. The tears come again. They roll down her cheeks. She wipes them away quietly. The prosecutor continues. Your Honor, when police arrived at the defendant's home, they found the Mercedes in the garage. The defendant admitted to driving it. He admitted to the accident. His exact words to the officer were, and I quote, "So what? That's what insurance is for." Judge Caprio writes something down. He looks at Trenton. Is that what you said? Trenton shrugs again. That's his answer to everything. Just shrug. Like nothing matters. I don't remember exactly what I said. But yeah, probably something like that. I mean, it's true. That's why we have insurance. You weren't supposed to be driving at all. Your license was suspended. Were you aware of that? Yeah, I knew. But I needed to get around. What was I supposed to do? Take an Uber everywhere? That's annoying. A man in the front row shakes his head. He can't believe this kid. Taking an Uber is annoying? Try taking the bus for 90 minutes each way to work. Judge Caprio looks at Rosa. Ms. Martinez, would you like to address the court? Rosa stands up. She's nervous. Her hands clutch a tissue. She walks to the front. She stands a few feet from Trenton. He doesn't look at her. He's looking at his phone again. He's scrolling through something. Instagram maybe. TikTok. Who knows? Mr. Blackwell, please put your phone away. Ms. Martinez is speaking. Trenton sighs loudly. He puts his phone in his pocket. But his whole body language says he doesn't care about what Rosa has to say. Rosa's voice is quiet at first. Your Honor, I'm a nurse. I work at Rhode Island Hospital. I take care of people. I help them heal. I've been doing this for 19 years. Her voice gets a little stronger. 3 weeks ago, this man hit my car. He was driving so fast. I didn't even see him coming. 1 second I'm pulling through a green light. The next second, everything explodes. My car. My life. Everything. She looks at Trenton. He still won't meet her eyes. I have 3 kids. They're 14, 11, and 8. I'm a single mom. I work 2 jobs to take care of them. When you hit me, you didn't just damage my car. You took away my ability to work. I missed 3 weeks. That's $4,000 I didn't earn. For $1,000 I needed. My kids ate rice and pasta every night because I couldn't afford anything else. I had to take money from my son's college fund just to pay rent. Her voice cracks. But she keeps going. My car was totaled. I take the bus now. It takes 3 hours every day just to get to and from work. That's 3 hours less I have with my kids. 3 hours less sleep. 3 hours more pain in my body because I'm standing on a crowded bus with broken ribs that still haven't fully healed. She wipes her eyes. You left me there. I was hurt. I was scared. I couldn't see straight. I thought I might die. And you just drove away. Like I didn't matter. Like I was nothing. Rosa's voice gets firmer now. Anger mixes with the sadness. I'm not nothing. I'm a person. I'm a mother. I'm a nurse. I matter. And what you did was wrong. So wrong. And you're standing here acting like it's no big deal. Like you're the victim because you have to be in court today. You're not the victim. I am. She takes a breath. I want you to understand what you did. I want you to care. I want you to be sorry. I don't know if that's possible, but that's what I want. Rosa walks back to her seat. She sits down. She puts her face in her hands. Her shoulders shake. She's crying. Not loud, but you can see it. The courtroom is completely silent again. Some people in the gallery have tears in their eyes, too. Rosa's words hit hard. They're real. They're raw. They're the truth. Judge Caprio looks at Trenton. Mr. Blackwell, did you hear what Ms. Martinez just said? Trenton nods. Yeah, I heard. And do you have anything to say to her? Trenton looks at Rosa for the first time. He pauses. For a second, it seems like maybe something is getting through. Maybe he's about to apologize. Maybe he's about to show some human decency. But then he speaks. Look, I'm sorry you're having a hard time. But that's life, you know? Bad things happen. You move on. I mean, you're here now. You're fine. You're not dead. So it could have been worse. The courtroom erupts. People gasp. Someone says, "Are you kidding me?" out loud. The bailiff has to step forward. Order. Order in the court. Rosa looks like she's been slapped. You're fine? It could have been worse. That's his response. Judge Caprio's face changes. The calm is still there. But underneath it, you can see something else. Anger. Controlled. Focused. But there. Mr. Blackwell, I want to make sure I understand you correctly. You just told Ms. Martinez that she's fine because she's not dead. Is that your idea of an apology? Trenton seems confused by the reaction. I mean, I said I'm sorry she's having a hard time. What else do you want me to say? I want you to take responsibility. I want you to show remorse. I want you to understand that you hurt someone. Badly. And that it matters. Trenton throws his hands up. Okay, fine. I get it. I hurt her. Can we talk about my punishment now? What's the fine? His lawyer puts a hand on his arm, trying to get him to stop talking. But Trenton pulls away. No, I want no. Let's just get this over with. Judge Caprio leans back in his chair. He's watching Trenton carefully, studying him. You seem very eager to just pay a fine and leave. Why is that? Because I have things to do. I'm busy. My time is valuable. More valuable than Ms. Martinez's time. I didn't say that. You didn't have to. Trenton is getting frustrated now. His voice rises a little. Look, Your Honor, I know what this is about. You want to make an example out of me because my family has money. But that's not fair. Yeah, my dad is successful. Yeah, I drive a nice car. So what? That doesn't mean I should be treated differently. Judge Caprio nods. You're absolutely right. Everyone should be treated equally under the law. Rich or poor. That's how justice works. Trenton smiles. Finally, the judge gets it. Exactly. So let's just do this. What's the fine? 500? 1,000? I'll write you a check right now. It's not that simple. Why not? It's a traffic violation. You give me a fine. I pay it. Done. The prosecutor stands. Your Honor, the defendant is facing 3 separate charges. Reckless driving, leaving the scene of an accident, and driving with a suspended license. These are not minor traffic violations. They're serious offenses. Trenton waves his hand dismissively. They're all money crimes. Everything is a money crime. And I have money. So let's solve this. And that's when he says it. The words that will change everything. Your Honor, I'll give you $50,000 right now. Cash. Just make this go away. 10 seconds of absolute silence. Nobody breathes. Nobody moves. The clock on the wall ticks. That's the only sound. Tick, tick, tick. Judge Caprio stares at Trenton. His eyes are wide. Not in shock. In something else. Disbelief. Anger. Disappointment in humanity. The prosecutor's mouth is open. She can't believe what she just heard. Did he really just offer a bribe? In open court? On the record? Rosa looks up. Her tears have stopped. She's staring at Trenton. Even she can't believe this. People in the gallery lean forward. This just got very, very serious. Trenton doesn't seem to understand what he's done. He looks around at everyone's faces. What? Why is everyone looking at me like that? I'm trying to solve this. $50,000. That's a lot of money. Way more than any fine you'd give me. Take it. Everyone wins. His lawyer's face is in his hands. His career might be over too. How do you defend a client who just committed a crime right in front of the judge? Judge Caprio speaks. His voice is quiet. Dangerously quiet. Mr. Blackwell, do you understand what you just did? I made you an offer. You attempted to bribe a judge. In open court. In front of witnesses. With a court reporter recording every word. Trenton finally looks worried. His confidence cracks. Wait, no. That's not what I meant. I wasn't bribing you. I was just, like, offering to settle. That's different. It's not different. Not even a little bit. Come on, Your Honor. Don't be like that. I'm just trying to be practical here. You're busy. I'm busy. $50,000 saves everyone time. You can donate it to charity or something. I don't care what you do with it. The bailiff steps closer to Trenton. His hand moves to his handcuffs. Just in case. Judge Caprio notices. He gives the bailiff a small nod. Not yet. But be ready. Judge Caprio stands up. He walks to the front of the bench. He looks down at Trenton. Let me ask you something, Mr. Blackwell. How old are you? 23. And have you ever worked a day in your life? I mean real work. Have you ever earned a paycheck through your own labor? Trenton hesitates. I run a crypto business. That's not what I asked. Have you ever clocked in for a shift? Have you ever stood on your feet for 12 hours straight? Have you ever worried about how you'll pay rent? No, but I don't see what that has to do with. It has everything to do with this. Everything. You stand here in $8,000 clothes. A watch worth $40,000 on your wrist. You just offered me $50,000 like it's nothing. Like it's pocket change. Do you know how long Ms. Martinez would have to work to save $50,000? Trenton shrugs. He doesn't know. He doesn't care. Judge Caprio answers his own question. At her salary, after taxes, after bills, after feeding her 3 children, it would take her about 8 years to save that much. 8 years of 12-hour shifts. 8 years of missing time with her kids. 8 years of sacrificing every little luxury. And you just offered it as a bribe. As a way to avoid consequences. I didn't mean it as a bribe. Then what did you mean it as? Trenton has no answer. His mouth opens. Closes. Opens again. Nothing comes out. Judge Caprio continues. You know what the problem is, Mr. Blackwell? You've never faced a real consequence in your entire life. Every problem you've ever had, someone solved it with money. Every mistake you've made, Daddy wrote a check. Every rule you broke, someone made a phone call. You've lived 23 years in a bubble. And that bubble has convinced you that you're special. That you're above the rules. That the law doesn't apply to you. That's not true. Isn't it? You drove on a suspended license. Why? Because you found following the law annoying. You hit Ms. Martinez at twice the speed limit. Why? Because you were in a hurry. You left her bleeding in her car. Why? Because you had a meeting. And now you're trying to bribe me. Why? Because you think everything has a price. Even justice. Trenton's face is red now. He's angry. The worry is gone. Replaced by defensiveness. You know what? This is garbage. You're targeting me because of who my dad is. He's friends with the mayor. He's friends with senators. One phone call and what? I lose my job. Your father gets me removed from the bench? Is that the threat you're making? I'm just saying, you might want to think about who you're messing with. The courtroom gasps again. He just threatened a judge. This keeps getting worse. Judge Caprio smiles. It's not a happy smile. It's the smile of someone who's about to teach a very important lesson. Mr. Blackwell, I've been a judge for over 30 years. I've heard every threat, every bribe attempt, every entitled rich kid who thought their family's money made them untouchable. And you know what? Every single one of them learned the same lesson you're about to learn. In this courtroom, money means nothing. Power means nothing. Your father means nothing. The only thing that matters is the law. And you broke it. Multiple times. Trenton's lawyer finally speaks up. Your Honor, my client is clearly not thinking straight. He's under stress. He didn't mean. Your client meant every word. And I'm going to treat his statements accordingly. The lawyer sits down. He knows it's over. There's nothing he can do now. Judge Caprio walks back to his seat. He sits down. He takes his time. He looks at his papers. He looks at the evidence. He looks at Rosa. She's watching him with hope in her eyes. Hope that someone will finally make this right. Then Judge Caprio looks at Trenton. Before I announce my decision, I want to share something with you. I grew up in Providence, in Federal Hill. My family didn't have much money. My father worked in a factory. My mother cleaned houses. Sound familiar? She did the same job Ms. Martinez does on her days off. I watched her come home, exhausted. Her hands were raw from cleaning products. Her back hurt from bending over all day. But she did it, because that's what you do when you have a family to feed. He pauses. I went to law school. I became a lawyer, then a judge. I worked for everything I have. Nothing was handed to me. And you know what I learned? The law exists to protect people, especially people who can't protect themselves. People like Ms. Martinez. People who work 2 jobs and still struggle. People who get hurt by reckless drivers and can't afford to fight back. Judge Caprio's voice gets stronger. You hurt someone, Mr. Blackwell. You hurt her badly, and then you left her there. And now you're standing in my courtroom trying to buy your way out. You're not sorry. You're not remorseful. You're just annoyed that you have to deal with consequences. Well, today you're going to learn what consequences feel like. Trenton's confidence is completely gone now. His hands are shaking. Just a little. But you can see it. He swallows hard. Your Honor, please. I'll apologize. I'll do whatever you want. Now you'll apologize? Now that you realize you're in trouble? That's not remorse. That's fear. There's a difference. Judge Caprio picks up his gavel. The sound of wood on wood echoes through the courtroom. Trenton Blackwell, you have been found guilty of reckless driving, leaving the scene of an accident, and driving with a suspended license. Additionally, you are now charged with attempted bribery of a public official and contempt of court. Trenton's face goes white. Wait, what? You can't. I can. And I am. Bailiff, please prepare to take Mr. Blackwell into custody after sentencing. The bailiff steps forward. His handcuffs are out. Ready. Your Honor, please. Trenton's voice cracks. For the first time, he sounds scared. Really scared. I'm sorry. I didn't mean any of it. I was just stressed. Please don't do this. You had multiple chances to show remorse. You chose not to take them. Now you'll face the consequences of your choices. Judge Caprio looks at his papers. Here is your sentence. First, you will pay a fine of $18,500. That covers all 3 traffic violations. This fine is non-negotiable and must be paid within 30 days. Trenton barely reacts. $18,000 is nothing to him. His watch costs more than that. Second, your license suspension is extended for an additional 18 months. You will not be eligible to apply for reinstatement until all other conditions of your sentence are met. Trenton's face falls. 18 more months? But he still thinks he can handle this. Third, you will complete 300 hours of community service. And I'm going to be very specific about what that service will be. This is where it gets interesting. 300 hours. That's a lot. Trenton shifts uncomfortably. Judge Caprio continues. You will report to Rhode Island Hospital, the same hospital where Ms. Martinez works. You will work in the emergency room, not as a volunteer doing easy jobs. You will work with the trauma team. You will help clean up after car accidents. You will see what happens when people drive recklessly. You will see broken bodies. You will see families crying over loved ones who didn't survive. You will see the real consequences of the choices you made. The courtroom is silent. People are listening to every word. You will work every Saturday and Sunday for the next 38 weeks. 6 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. 8 hours each day. No exceptions. No calling in sick unless you're hospitalized yourself. No sending someone else in your place. You will show up. On time. Ready to work. You will wear hospital scrubs with community service written on the back in large letters. Everyone will know why you're there. Trenton looks sick. Working in a trauma unit? Seeing car accident victims? That sounds horrible. That sounds hard. That sounds like real consequences. Additionally, you will spend 50 hours working directly with Ms. Martinez. You will help her. Whatever she needs. If she needs help with errands, you'll help. If she needs someone to drive her kids to school because she's still taking the bus, you'll drive them. If she needs someone to clean her house because she's too exhausted from working 2 jobs, you'll clean it. You will see how hard her life is. You will understand what you took from her. Rosa looks up. She's shocked. She didn't expect this. Tears stream down her face. But they're different tears now. Not tears of pain. Tears of relief. Someone finally heard her. Someone finally cared. Judge Caprio isn't done. Fourth, you will write a letter of apology. 5,000 words. Handwritten. Not typed. Not written by your lawyer. Not written by a ghostwriter. You will write it yourself. In this letter, you will explain what you did wrong. Why it was wrong. How it affected Ms. Martinez. And what you've learned. This letter will be reviewed by me personally. If I don't believe it's genuine, you'll write it again. You'll keep writing until you get it right. Trenton's hands are fully shaking now. 5,000 words. Handwritten? That will take hours. Fifth, you will create and deliver a presentation on the dangers of reckless driving. You will deliver this presentation to high schools across Rhode Island. 15 schools. 1 hour each. You will tell your story. You will show the bus camera footage of your crash. You will explain what you did and why it was wrong. You will answer questions from students. And you will do this without any PR team. Without any script that makes you look good. You will be honest. Vulnerable. Real. The punishment keeps coming. It's not just one thing. It's many things. All designed to teach Trenton what he should have learned years ago. Sixth, you are ordered to attend 24 weeks of anger management and privilege awareness counseling. Once a week. You will work with a therapist to understand why you think you're above the rules. You will learn empathy. You will learn accountability. And you will provide me with weekly progress reports. Judge Caprio takes a breath. And finally, for your attempt to bribe me and for your multiple counts of contempt of court, you will serve 30 days in the adult correctional institutions. You will begin your sentence immediately. Today. Right now. The courtroom erupts. 30 days in jail? People didn't expect that. Even Rosa looks surprised. Trenton stumbles backward. No. No, no, no. You can't put me in jail. I've never been to jail. I can't, I won't. You will. Bailiff, please take Mr. Blackwell into custody. The bailiff moves quickly. He's behind Trenton in seconds. He pulls Trenton's arms behind his back. The handcuffs click shut. The sound is loud in the courtroom. Final. No. Your Honor, please. I'll do anything. I'll pay more. Dad, call someone. Trenton is screaming now. All his cool confidence is gone. He's panicking. Real panic. Raw fear. His lawyer stands up. Your Honor, I'd like to request bail pending. Denied. Your client is a flight risk. He has the means to leave the country. He has shown no respect for the law. He will serve his 30 days starting now. At the end of 30 days, if he has shown good behavior, he will be released to begin his community service. If he causes problems in jail, his sentence will be extended. The bailiff is walking Trenton toward the door. Trenton is trying to pull away. He's fighting it. But he can't. The bailiff is stronger. The law is stronger. This isn't fair. You're abusing your power. My dad will sue you. Your father isn't here. You are. And you're about to learn what accountability feels like. Trenton is led through the door. It closes behind him. The courtroom can still hear him yelling in the hallway. But the sound fades. He's gone. Judge Caprio looks at the courtroom. Everyone is stunned. Some people are smiling. Some are crying. Rosa is doing both. She can't believe what just happened. For 3 weeks, she thought no one cared. She thought Trenton would pay a fine and walk away. But he didn't. Justice was served. Real justice. Judge Caprio speaks to Rosa directly. Ms. Martinez, I know this doesn't undo what happened to you. I know you're still struggling. I know your life is still hard. But I want you to know that what happened to you matters. You matter. And Mr. Blackwell is going to understand that. I'm going to make sure of it. Rosa stands up. She's crying so hard she can barely speak. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you so much. You don't have to thank me. I'm just doing my job. The law exists to protect people like you. People who work hard. People who play by the rules. People who deserve justice. The prosecutor approaches the bench. Your Honor, regarding restitution for Ms. Martinez's financial losses. I'm ordering Mr. Blackwell to pay full restitution. That includes her lost wages, her medical expenses not covered by insurance, and the difference between what her insurance gave her for her car and what she needs to buy a replacement. I'm calculating that to be approximately $16,000. He has 30 days from his release to pay that in full. Rosa gasps. $16,000? That would solve everything. Her car, her savings, her rent, everything. Judge Caprio continues. Additionally, I'm ordering Mr. Blackwell to cover all of Ms. Martinez's transportation costs for the duration of his sentence. If she needs a rental car, he pays for it. If she needs Uber rides, he pays for them. She should not have to continue suffering because of his actions. Rosa sits down. Her legs won't hold her anymore. She's overwhelmed. She never expected this. She came to court hoping for a small fine, maybe an apology. But this is justice. Real justice. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel. Court is adjourned. People start to leave, but many stay. They want to talk about what they just saw. They want to talk to Rosa. They want to shake her hand, tell her they're proud of her for speaking up. A reporter from a local news approaches Rosa. Ms. Martinez, can I ask you a few questions? Rosa nods. She's still crying, but she's smiling too. How do you feel about the judge's decision? Rosa wipes her eyes. I feel like someone finally listened. I feel like what happened to me mattered. I feel like maybe there's still justice in the world. The reporter types on her phone. This is going to be a story. A big story. That night, the local news runs the story. Billionaire's son tries to bribe judge, gets 30 days in jail. The video of Trenton being led away in handcuffs plays on every channel. His face is everywhere. His name is everywhere. The video of him offering Judge Caprio $50,000 goes viral. Millions of views. Thousands of comments. People are angry. How dare he try to bribe a judge? How dare he think he's above the law? The comments are brutal. His social media accounts blow up. Not with support. With anger. With disgust. With demands for accountability. Trenton's father issues a statement. My son made a terrible mistake. He's deeply sorry. We respect the court's decision and hope this will be a learning experience. It's a carefully worded PR statement. It doesn't actually defend Trenton. It can't. There's no defense for what he did. Meanwhile, Rosa's life starts to change. A local car dealership hears about her story. They donate a car. A 2021 Honda Accord. Low mileage. Reliable. Perfect for her commute. They deliver it to her apartment with a big red bow. The news cameras are there. Rosa cries again. Happy tears. She hasn't had this many happy tears in years. A GoFundMe page is started by someone who saw the news story. Help Rosa Martinez, the nurse who was hit by a reckless driver. People donate. $5, $10, $20. It adds up. Within 3 days, the GoFundMe has raised $43,000. More than enough to replace her savings. More than enough to send her son to college. More than enough to give her family some breathing room. Rosa is interviewed again. I don't know what to say. I'm just a nurse. I was just trying to get to work. And now all these people are helping me. Strangers are helping me. I can't believe it. The reporter smiles. People believe in justice. And they saw what happened to you was unjust. They want to help make it right. 30 days pass. Trenton serves his time at the adult correctional institutions. It's the longest 30 days of his life. He shares a cell with 3 other men. The cell is small. 8 by 10 feet. 2 bunk beds. 1 toilet. No privacy. The food is terrible. The lights are always too bright or too dark. The noise never stops. People yelling. Doors slamming. Guards walking. Trenton doesn't sleep much. He's scared. He's never been in a place like this. He's never been around people like this. The other inmates don't care who his father is. They don't care about his money. In here he's nobody. He's just another inmate. Number 2025 to 1847. He has a lot of time to think. About what he did. About Rosa. About his life. About how he's been living. For the first time in his life, he can't run away. He can't call his dad. He can't throw money at the problem. He just has to sit there and think. Some of the other inmates ask him why he's there. He tells them. He hit someone with his car. Tried to bribe the judge. They laugh at him. You tried to bribe Judge Caprio? In court. Man, you're stupid. Trenton can't even argue. They're right. He was stupid. So stupid. On day 30, Trenton is released. His father is waiting outside. They don't hug. His father just looks at him. Disappointed. You embarrassed the family, his father says. The whole state knows what you did. My business partners are asking questions. The country club is talking. You made us look bad. Trenton nods. He doesn't know what to say. I'm sorry doesn't feel like enough. You have 300 hours of community service to complete. Don't mess this up. I can't help you anymore. If you violate your sentence, you're on your own. Trenton nods again. His father drives him home. They don't talk the whole way. The next Saturday, Trenton reports to Rhode Island Hospital. 6 in the morning. He's wearing the scrubs they gave him. Dark blue. The words community service are written across the back in white letters. Bold. Impossible to miss. He walks into the emergency room. A supervisor meets him. Her name is Linda. She's a senior nurse. She's worked here for 25 years. She's seen everything. She's not impressed by Trenton. You're the kid who hit Rosa, she says. It's not a question. Yes, ma'am. Rosa is one of us. We take care of our own here. You hurt her. That means you hurt all of us. So I'm going to make sure you work. Really work. Understand? Yes, ma'am. Linda shows him where to go. What to do. His job is to clean. To help move patients. To restock supplies. To do whatever the nurses and doctors need. He's not allowed to touch patients medically. But everything else. That's his job. The first day is brutal. At 8 in the morning, a car accident comes in. 2 cars. For patients. One of them is a teenage girl. 16 years old. She was texting while driving. She hit another car head-on. She's badly hurt. Her face is covered in blood. Her leg is bent at a wrong angle. She's screaming. Trenton has to help clean up the room after the doctors stabilize her. There's blood everywhere. On the floor. On the walls. On the equipment. He has to mop it up. He has to bag the bloody bandages. He has to scrub everything down. He's never done anything like this. He feels sick. He runs to the bathroom. He throws up. Linda finds him. You okay? That was horrible. That's what happens when people drive recklessly. That girl might lose her leg. She might never walk right again. All because she was looking at her phone instead of the road. Sound familiar? Trenton nods. It does sound familiar. That could have been Rosa. That almost was Rosa. He goes back to work. The day continues. More patients. More accidents. A motorcycle crash. A pedestrian hit by a truck. A drunk driver who crashed into a pole. One after another. Trenton sees it all. The pain. The blood. The fear. The families crying in the waiting room. At 2 in the afternoon, his shift ends. He's exhausted. His back hurts. His feet hurt. His hands are raw from cleaning chemicals. He thinks about his mother. Judge Caprio's mother. Who cleaned houses for years. Whose hands were raw. Who came home exhausted. He's starting to understand. He comes back Sunday. Then the next Saturday. Then the next Sunday. Week after week. It doesn't get easier. But he starts to notice things. He starts to see the nurses differently. They work so hard. They care so much. They're on their feet for 12 hours. They skip lunch. They stay late when patients need them. They hold hands. They comfort families. They save lives. One day he sees Rosa. She's working her shift. She walks past him in the hallway. She sees him. She stops. They look at each other. He's in his community service scrubs. She's in her regular scrubs. Ms. Martinez, he says. His voice is quiet. I'm sorry. I know I said that in court, but I need to say it again. I'm so sorry for what I did to you. Rosa studies his face. looking for signs of sincerity. Are you sorry you did it? Or sorry you got caught? Trenton thinks about that. At first, I was just sorry I got caught. I'm not going to lie. But now, after being here, seeing what happens, I'm sorry I did it. I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I left you there. If I could go back and change it, I would. Rosa nods slowly. Thank you for saying that. I know it doesn't fix anything. I know your life is still hard because of what I did. But I'm trying. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to be better. That's all anyone can do, Rosa says. Try to be better. She walks away. Trenton watches her go. He feels something he's never felt before. Genuine remorse. Not fear of punishment. Not embarrassment. Real regret for hurting someone. The weeks continue. Trenton also starts his 50 hours of direct service to Rosa. He drives her kids to school. Her 14-year-old son, Miguel, doesn't talk to him at first. He knows who Trenton is. He knows Trenton hurt his mom. But eventually they start talking. Trenton learns that Miguel wants to be an engineer. He's good at math. Really good. He wants to go to MIT, but he's worried they can't afford it. Trenton starts helping Miguel with his college applications. He knows people at MIT. His father donated a building there. Trenton writes a recommendation letter for Miguel. A genuine one. Not because he has to, because Miguel deserves it. Trenton helps Rosa's other kids too. Her 11-year-old daughter, Sophia, loves art. Trenton buys her art supplies. Good ones. Professional ones. She's so happy she hugs him. It's the first genuine hug Trenton has received in months. Maybe years. Her youngest, Diego, is 8. He plays soccer. Trenton goes to his games. He cheers for him. Diego scores a goal and runs over to show Trenton. Did you see? Did you see? Trenton smiles. A real smile. I saw. That was amazing. Trenton helps Rosa too. He cleans her apartment. He fixes things that are broken. He helps with groceries. He sees how she lives. A small 2-bedroom apartment. She sleeps on the couch so her kids can have the bedrooms. The furniture is old, but it's clean. It's organized. It's full of love. He sees the photos on the wall. Rosa graduating nursing school. Miguel at his 8th grade promotion. Sophia's art projects. Diego's soccer team picture. This is a family. A real family. Not rich, but full of something Trenton's house has never had. Warmth. Connection. Love. One evening, Rosa is making dinner. Rice and beans. Trenton is there helping. Ms. Martinez, he says. Can I ask you something? Sure. How do you do it? Work 2 jobs. Raise 3 kids alone. And still smile. Still be kind. After everything you've been through. Rosa stirs the pot. She thinks about the question. Because I have to. My kids need me. And yeah, life is hard. Really hard. But it's also beautiful. Look at them. She points to the living room. Miguel is helping Sophia with her homework. Diego is building something with Legos. They're happy. They're healthy. They're good kids. That's what matters. Not money. Not stuff. Them. Trenton feels his eyes water. He blinks fast. He's not going to cry. But he wants to. I wish I'd understood that sooner. You understand it now. That's what matters. The months pass. Trenton completes his 300 hours at the hospital. He completes his 50 hours with Rosa's family. He writes his 5,000-word apology letter. It takes him days. He rewrites it 6 times. Finally, he gets it right. Judge Caprio reads it, approves it. Trenton delivers his presentations to high schools. 15 schools. 15 hours of standing in front of teenagers. Showing them the video of his crash. Telling them what he did. Answering their hard questions. A student asks, "Do you think you're a better person now?" Trenton pauses. "I think I'm trying to be. I don't know if I'm there yet, but I'm trying." Another student asks, "If you could talk to your past self, what would you say?" "I'd say slow down. Not just in the car. In life. Slow down. Pay attention to people around you. See them. Really see them. Because they matter. Every single one of them matters." The counseling sessions help too. His therapist, Dr. Patel, challenges him every week. "Why do you think you felt entitled to drive on a suspended license?" "Because I always got what I wanted. Rules didn't apply to me. Or I thought they didn't. And now I know rules exist for a reason. To protect people. To keep society functioning. If everyone just did whatever they wanted, chaos. That's growth, Trenton. Real growth. 15 weeks after his jail release, Trenton returns to Judge Caprio's courtroom. It's a progress review hearing. The courtroom is less crowded this time. Just a few people. Rosa is there. She wanted to see this. Judge Caprio looks at Trenton. He barely recognizes him. This young man standing before him looks different. He's wearing simple clothes. Jeans. A plain shirt. No designer labels. No jewelry. His hair isn't perfectly styled. He looks like a normal person, not a billboard for wealth. Mr. Blackwell, you completed your community service hours. Your supervisor at the hospital sent me a report. She says you worked hard. You showed up on time. You didn't complain. She says by the end, the staff actually like having you there. Is that accurate? Yes, Your Honor. I learned a lot at the hospital. More than I can explain. Ms. Martinez also submitted a report about your time helping her family. She says you were respectful, helpful, kind to her children. She says you made a genuine effort. Do you have anything you'd like to say to Ms. Martinez today? Trenton turns to Rosa. She's sitting in the same seat as before. But this time, there are no tears. She looks calm, strong. Ms. Martinez, I've said I'm sorry before. But I need to say it again. I'm sorry for hitting you. I'm sorry for leaving you there. I'm sorry for making your life harder. I'm sorry for being so selfish and cruel. You didn't deserve any of what I did to you. He takes a breath. But I also want to thank you. Thank you for giving me a chance to make it right. Thank you for letting me help your kids. They're amazing. Miguel is going to be an incredible engineer. Sophia is going to be a famous artist. And Diego is going to be a soccer star. You raised them right. You're an incredible mother. An incredible person. And I'm sorry it took me hurting you to learn that. Rosa nods. Thank you, Trenton. I accept your apology. And I forgive you. Trenton's eyes fill with tears. Real tears. You do. I do. You've worked hard. You've changed. I see it. My kids see it. And I believe in second chances. I believe people can grow. You've grown. Judge Caprio watches this exchange. He's smiling. Just a little. This is why he does this job. For moments like this. When justice leads to healing. When punishment leads to growth. When people learn and change. Mr. Blackwell, based on everything I've seen and read, I'm satisfied with your progress. Your probation will continue for another year. During that time, you'll continue your counseling. You'll check in with your probation officer monthly. And you'll stay out of trouble. If you complete this year successfully, your record will be reviewed. Do you understand? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this chance. Thank you for not giving up on me. I didn't give you the chance. You earned it. Through hard work. Through genuine change. Keep going. Keep growing. Make this the turning point of your life. Not the thing that defines you, but the thing that transformed you. I will, Your Honor. I promise. Judge Caprio bangs his gavel. Good luck, Mr. Blackwell. I don't want to see you in my courtroom again unless it's to tell me you graduated college and started a non-profit helping accident victims or something. Understand? Trenton smiles. I understand. After the hearing, Trenton and Rosa talk in the hallway. What are you going to do now? Rosa asks. I'm enrolling in community college. I'm going to study social work. I want to help people. I want to do something that matters. Rosa smiles. That's wonderful. I'm proud of you. Thank you. That means more than you know. He pauses. Can I still come by sometimes? To see the kids? I'd like to stay in touch. If that's okay. I'd like that. The kids would like that too. They shake hands. Then Rosa surprises him with a hug. A real hug. Not forced. Genuine. Trenton hugs her back. For the first time in months, he feels something close to peace. 6 months later, Trenton is doing well. He's taking classes. Getting good grades. He volunteers at a non-profit that helps car accident victims. He speaks at events about the dangers of reckless driving. He tells his story. Without shame. With honesty. Miguel gets accepted to MIT. Full scholarship. Rosa cries happy tears when she gets the letter. She calls Trenton. He got in. Miguel got in. I knew he would. He's brilliant. Thank you for helping him. Thank you for believing in him. Thank you for believing in me. The case becomes famous. The video of Trenton trying to bribe Judge Caprio has 20 million views. News outlets across the country cover the story. It's used in law schools as an example of judicial discretion. It's used in driver's education classes as a cautionary tale. It's used in ethics classes as a discussion starter about privilege and accountability. Judge Caprio is interviewed. What made you give Mr. Blackwell such a harsh sentence? It wasn't harsh. It was appropriate. He needed to understand the consequences of his actions. He needed to see the harm he caused. He needed to develop empathy. The sentence was designed to teach him. And it worked. Do you think all young offenders should receive similar sentences? Every case is different. Every person is different. My job is to look at the individual, their background, their attitude, their potential for growth. Mr. Blackwell had potential. He just needed someone to push him toward it. What would you say to other judges handling similar cases? I'd say don't be afraid to be creative with sentencing. Jail time isn't always the answer. Sometimes the best punishment is the one that makes people confront what they've done. That makes them face their victims. That makes them understand their privilege. That makes them grow. Back at Rhode Island Hospital, Linda, the supervisor who trained Trenton, is asked about him. That kid came in here thinking he was better than everyone. By the end, he was scrubbing toilets without complaint. He was holding patients' hands. He was thanking the nurses for teaching him. He changed. Really changed. I've seen a lot of community service workers. Most just count down the hours. He actually engaged. Actually learned. I respect that. Rosa is asked how she feels about everything that happened. It was the worst thing and the best thing. Getting hit by that car was terrible. It hurt me. It hurt my family. It cost me so much. But what came from it? Justice. Real justice. And watching Trenton change? That's healing. Not just for me. For him too. I think we both came out of this better than we went in. The reporter asks one final question. If you could say something to other victims of reckless driving, what would it be? Rosa thinks carefully. I'd say speak up. Tell your story. Don't let people dismiss you. Don't let people make you feel small. You matter. Your pain matters. Your struggle matters. And there are people out there who will listen, who will fight for you, who will make sure justice is served. You just have to be brave enough to speak. The courtroom where it all happened is still there. Judge Frank Caprio still sits on the bench. He still hears cases. He still fights for justice. People still try to bribe him. People still think their money or connections make them special. And every time, he reminds them of the same lesson. In his chambers, late one evening, Judge Caprio sits alone. He's reviewing tomorrow's cases. He thinks about Trenton, about Rosa, about how one moment in a courtroom changed 2 lives, maybe more. He thinks about all the people who watched the video, who shared it, who learned from it. He writes a note in his journal, something he does sometimes. Today reminded me why I do this job. Not to punish, not to destroy, but to teach, to guide, to help people become better versions of themselves. Justice isn't just about consequences. It's about transformation. It's about taking broken people and broken situations and finding a way to make them whole again, or at least start the process. He closes the journal. He turns off the light. He goes home to his family. Tomorrow, there will be more cases, more people who need justice, more opportunities to teach, more chances to make a difference. And somewhere in Providence, Rosa Martinez is tucking her kids into bed. She kisses Miguel on the forehead. I'm proud of you, she whispers. She hugs Sophia. Your art is beautiful. She ruffles Diego's hair. Sweet dreams, soccer star. She goes to her bedroom. The bedroom she finally has because Trenton helped her move to a bigger apartment. He used some of his trust fund to cover the security deposit and first month's rent. A gift, not to buy forgiveness, but to genuinely help. Rosa lies down. She's tired. She's always tired. But it's a good tired. A satisfied tired. She thinks about the long road that brought her here. The accident, the court, the struggle, the justice, the healing. And somewhere else in Providence, Trenton Blackwell sits at his desk in his small studio apartment. He moved out of his father's mansion. He needed his own space, his own life. He's studying for an exam. Social work theory. He's learning about systems of oppression, about privilege, about how to help people who have been marginalized. He looks at a photo on his desk. It's from Diego's last soccer game. The whole family is there. Rosa, Miguel, Sophia, Diego, and Trenton. They're all smiling. They're standing together. They look like family. He thinks about how different his life is now. How much he's changed. He thinks about the man he was. The boy really. The entitled, selfish, cruel boy who thought money solved everything. Who thought he was better than everyone else. Who thought consequences didn't apply to him. That boy is gone. In his place is someone new. Someone who understands. Someone who cares. Someone who wants to make the world better instead of just taking from it. He goes back to studying. He has to pass this exam. He has to finish school. He has to build a life that means something. A life that helps people. A life that would make Judge Caprio proud. A life that would make Rosa proud. A life that he can be proud of. This is what justice looks like. Not just punishment. Not just revenge. But transformation. Growth. Healing. Second chances earned through hard work and genuine change. Money can buy many things. It can buy cars and clothes and watches. It can buy big houses and fancy vacations. It can buy comfort and convenience. But it cannot buy back time. It cannot undo harm. It cannot erase pain. It cannot purchase respect. It cannot force forgiveness. It cannot create empathy. And in Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom, it definitely cannot buy justice. Justice is earned through accountability, through remorse, through change, through hard work and genuine effort to be better. That's the lesson Trenton Blackwell learned. That's the lesson Rosa Martinez taught by sharing her story. That's the lesson Judge Caprio teaches every single day. And that's the lesson we all need to remember. We're all equal under the law. Rich or poor, powerful or powerless, connected or alone. In the courtroom, we're all just people. And people have to answer for their actions. No matter who their father is. No matter how much money they have. No matter how special they think they are. Because in the end, we're all the same. We all matter. We all deserve justice. And we all have the capacity to change, to grow, to become better. If we're willing to do the work. If we're willing to face our mistakes. If we're willing to learn. That's the real story. Not just about a billionaire's son who tried to bribe a judge, but about how consequences can lead to growth, how punishment can lead to healing, how justice can transform lives, how even the most entitled person can learn empathy if someone cares enough to teach them. Judge Frank Caprio cared enough. Rosa Martinez was brave enough. And Trenton Blackwell was willing enough. Together, they turned a tragedy into a testimony, a crime into a catalyst for change, an ending into a beginning. And that's what justice is supposed to do.